G'day folks, here's my collection of Machetazo and assorted side projects. G'day folks, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a show off of my whole collection of Machetazo and assorted side projects, which is quite a few. So the main band Machetazo, they were around for 20 years from 94 to 2014. They are from Spain, from La Coruña, which is in Galicia area. Now, they're a sort of death grind band, you could say. So they got the old school sort of style grind, you know, Napalm Death, Repulsion, Terrorizer, early Carcass sort of style, but mixed with, you know, Autopsy, Impetigo, all the good stuff, let's just put it that way. So it's a wonderful blend, horror themed. Main guy Dopey's obviously quite likes his horror movies, that's for sure. Now, I'll start seeing I bucket up the Funebrarum one. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, if it's Machetazo or Machetazo or what. So I do remember, I think on one of the Brujeria albums, he says Machetazo. But I'm going to say Machetazo. I say machete, so I say Machetazo. Sorry if it's wrong. That's what you're going to hear for the next God knows how long this takes. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm probably going to get all the pronunciations of a lot of these albums totally wrong, but no. Now, I don't own everything that they've got. There's a few tapes here and there that I'm missing, as well as side projects. I don't own anything of, I think, what is it, Generic Death is one of Dopey's side projects. Same with Premature Burial, which I probably could get pretty easily, actually. There's also Defender. So there's a few that I don't have anything. They have a band from before Machetazo, which was him and I think the bass player in the early days of Machetazo, Chinan. They had a band called Frustration, or I don't know, something in Spanish that sounds like frustration. It was a sort of grind band. I don't have any of that. So, but as far as Machetazo goes, at first, Dopey, who's the main dude in the band who was there the whole time, is Jose Dopico is his real name, but he goes by Dopey, so that's what we'll call him. Originally, I think he played guitar and vocals on the demos. Chinan was there as a bass player and a couple of other blokes. The main lineup sort of formed after a while with after the first album. So for this, well, after the second album at any rate, there was Dopey on drums and vocals, Robert or Robert on guitar, and Dopey's brother Carlos also played bass. They were around for quite a while. They never toured Australia. I did happen to get to see them in America a couple of times. I saw them at MDF, so Maryland Death Fest 2011. Don't remember a thing. I'm sure I watched it. Pretty sure I got a T-shirt I bought there. I don't remember a single thing. There's no way I would have missed it. They're listed on the flyer. I've seen footage of them, so maybe I had a few too many beers. There's no way I would have gone for food during them, so yeah, oh well, sorry. I do remember the gig from 2014. They played MDF 2014, which could have been better in some ways. It was right before they split up, I think. They played on the outdoor stage, which didn't really suit them, I've got to say. Because it was outdoor, the wind sort of blew the sound around a bit. You know, quite a number of bands really that played there. If it was windy on the outdoor stage, it was going to sound like shit. And yeah, I mean, it didn't sound awful, but it could have been better. Let's just put it that way. I've since watched some footage from of the gig, and it sounds a lot better on YouTube, that's for sure, than it did live. So one of the videos I watched, I could see myself in that stupid Hawaiian shirt of mine banging away in my hat. So yeah, there'll be a link to that below maybe. I'll put links to as much of this stuff as I can. A batch of it is not on Bandcamp, so it'll be YouTube links or crappy Spotify or something or other, but oh. So anyway, let's go through I'll do this in time frame, so I'll do the Machetazo stuff and any side projects that were happening at that stage. So first release is 1995. I don't own this, unfortunately. It's their first demo, which is 46 cabezas aplastadas por un yunque oxidado, which apparently means 46 heads crushed by a rusty anvil. Honestly, like most of their album titles are all in Spanish, and I've never really bothered translating it until today, and I was like, oh wow, there's some cool names here. Shit, I've been missing out all along. So yeah, this is This only came out on tape. It's not on any of the compilation ones, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like to have a proper copy of this, and I don't like my chances of getting the tape anytime soon. In those days, they sounded a lot more sort of noisecore almost. It sort of sounds like Old Lady Drivers meets Impetigo meets like Sore Throat, like Nasty Sore Throat. So, yeah, a bit more noisecore, a bit crazier sort of styles. Yeah, I enjoy it. I've got like downloads of it, but I wouldn't mind a proper version of that. So, then in 1998, they put out their second demo, which is Realmente Disfruto Comiendo Cadaveres, which apparently means I really enjoy eating corpses. I love that. So that came out on tape originally in 98, or 97, sorry, which had a cool ass cover that I'll chuck up. I don't know, I have no idea what that's from, but it looks bloody sick. I do have this on 10 inch. I might just show the front is like a guy with an open chest cavity. That's probably from some horrible horror movie, but YouTube hasn't been liking some of my videos of late, so I'll show you the back, which is definitely from a horror movie, I'd say. So yeah, it's just a 10-inch vinyl, one of my few ones that, and that's, you can see their old logo there. I'm not going to go into giant detail on all of this stuff because there's a shitload, but I'll show off bits and pieces. So yeah, so this one was getting a bit more sort of straight normal grind, but it's still got a bit of the craziness to it, which is good fun. So I think Dopey's guitar and vocals on that one. I have a feeling, let me just check that thingy. This one might be the one that has, oh no, yeah, it's got the various other early demo kind of guys in it that I don't know everything about this band, unfortunately, but at any rate. So after that, 1999, I've got a compilation. They're on this the first Razorback compilation, a Hogwild Tale of Terror, and you get the song Yo Fui Cannibal Adolescence. So I think I can work out what that one's about. Eating children as a cannibal, I would hazard a guess, or a child cannibal, one of the two. That's actually a track that's on the second album, Trono de Huesos, but this is an early version of it. It'll also be on the Abscess split that we're coming up to. And then in 2000, they released their first album, which was Carne de Cementerio, which is graveyard meat, apparently. This came out on like Razorback Records, and this is the start of them using Nor as their artist, a friend of theirs, that is pretty much on most of the albums and a batch of the EPs and so on as well. He does great work, and you can see it in bigger form on the record version of this, which came out on, God, what label is that? Can't read that for shit. Throne Records, of course. So there's a cool cover. So it's a sort of a wraparound kind of deal. So back in these days, it was Dopey and I think, what's his name? Chinnan on bass, Dopey on guitar and drums and vocals. This actually has Carlos, his brother, on it, who joined the band proper later as sort of backing vocals. And it even has Suisi, however you pronounce his name, on drums on one song, which is the drummer of a later band that we'll get to, Leprophiliac. So, yeah, this is the first album. I think I got the CD version of this first, but how can you not love that album cover? So, a lot of these, much like my Autopsy collection will be, I've got it on CD as well. And then in 2000, they also released a couple of 7-inches. I might just cover this one a bit because it's, yeah, a bit corpsey, you could say. So this is a split with Corrupted, Japanese doom sludge sort of band. So damn fine split, this one. This one I'm pretty sure is just Dopey himself doing everything on it. Shit, where am I going to put all these bloody 7-inches? Not enough space on my table. All right, so I think that only came out on record. Next one is same year as a split with their Fulci tribute to Italian horror legend. Split with Rise Above, a Japanese band, I think. I don't actually remember what Rise Above sounded like. Pretty grindy, I'm fairly certain. And the same year they were on yet another Razorback compilation. This is the tribute to Impetigo, so Wizards of Gore, and they do, what do they do? Mortado, which sounds pretty bloody cool. I mean, they've got big competition on this one. There's a hell of a lot of killer bands on this. So that was 2000. So they're just getting started, getting the album out. The first album is a belter. It's probably, I think they sort of captured their style pretty perfectly on this one. I really love the song Torso. This has a cover of Suicide Fuck by Abscess on it, which rules. This actual vinyl version, which I haven't had forever, has got an extra song on the end, cover of Children of the Grave, the Black Sabbath song, which, yeah, it could be better. Let's just put it that way. It's all right. Then in 2001, we got a couple of more split 7 inches. We got their Volume R, which is, you might recognise a split with Abscess from my last collection giant update. So this is a split with Gods or Abscess and what's his name? Chris Reifert, from Autopsy and Abscess, actually did not that logo. He did the proper Machetazo logo. So this one, and of course I've got this on CD as well because why not? And then I think that the first appearance of Robert, I'll just call him Robert, even though it's probably Robber or something, is this 7-inch. This is another 2001. This is a split with killer US grindy band Bodies Lay Broken. So I think this is the first appearance of Robert. We'll call it that. So it's a nice little corker. They also appeared on another compilation, which I think this one came out on also like a under license from Death Vomit / Necropolis Records. This is the Displeased version. This is a Carcass tribute. A hell of a lot of pretty friggin' killer bands doing mostly old Carcass songs, really. What do Machetazo do? Suppuration, that's right, from Reek. So there's some damn fine bands on here. Hemorrhage, Rotten Sound, Regurgitate, Nasum, Exhume, Disgorge, General... Oh, Jesus. It goes on and on, put it that way. So they're in good shape there. And the other thing that I found from this year that I don't remember... I don't think I've ever listened to this. This is like a tape, Life Fluid, Horrific Liquescent Aftermath. This is a cop tape that I have no idea where I picked this up. Some crappy distro, no doubt. I possibly bought it just because it's got a Machetazo song on there. It's also got a Bile song. I mean, there's a ton of cool bands on here. It's got like a couple of Aussie bands, MSI. I think Intense Hemorrhage is on here. So who knows? I don't remember listening to it. I have no idea what Machetazo's song is. Where'd it go? Now it's disappeared. I can't really read that. So anyway, a song on that. And then 2002, we get to my favourite of their releases, to tell the truth. Like, I mean, I love all their stuff, but this one, it's just something about this one. If you've watched my Razorback video, which I suggest, this album does pretty well in it. This is Trono de Huesos, or Throne of Bones, I believe. So this came out on Razorback. This is the first version I got. I think I had a dubbed CD of the first album, but then once I got this, I'm pretty sure I got this dirt cheap from some idiot selling it for like $5 or something or other, probably through Metal Shop or something. Yeah, instant fell in love with this. I do have the re-release, very shiny record version of it, where I think you get the full... I don't know. It's not that exciting, really. There is an earlier record version of this with just Machetazo logo across it that looks pretty cool as well. And yeah, knowing my collector scumness, I'll probably try to track that down one day. But yeah, this album, this is just Dopey and Robert on it, and it's just intense as hell. Very little bass on it because, I mean, I think they did record bass, but yeah, it's just gritty guitars and just really in your face, punchy as hell, perfect sound on it. And the vast majority of Machetazo stuff was recorded by Paco the Maggot, I think they call him. It's a mate of theirs. I think Dopey had a side band with him briefly. He does pretty much, I think, from the first album onwards, like all the sound of their stuff and pretty much all the side projects. So bloke gets around and he gets a very good sound for him, but there's just something on this one that's just hits me just perfect. It's tight as hell. The first song, Banquet Funerario, it's got this scratching sort of sound, and then when it just kicks in, it's just beautiful little bit of intro, and then once the blast kick in, it's just lovely. So yeah, this one, if you're going to listen to one Machetazo album, this one, Trono de Huesos, that's the one to go, I reckon. And that was pretty much all they did in 2002, which is good enough for me. 2003, we get to Maggot Sessions. This is like I think it's a rehearsal or something rather they did. I don't think it's a live one. So, yeah, this is what is it? First Blood Family 7-inch version of it. And, of course, the CD version. This was put out on Living Dead Society, which is, I think, one of Dopey's side projects is with the guy from that. So as like a Spanish label, as was Throne Records, the previous one. So it's a nice little one. The only other thing that came out in 2003 is a promo tape that I don't own. It's listed on Discogs. It looks pretty nice. I don't like my chances of ever getting it. It's pretty much just got, I think, the Maggot Sessions and maybe the Horror Grind 7-inch that's coming up as well. So not really missing too much, but yeah, I want it. And then we got 2004. So there we go. We get a split 7-inch. This is their split with General Surgery, one of my all-time fave bands. Some killer bloody songs. So this is a ripper split. I don't know if any of these are coloured vinyl or anything wanky like that. Probably half of them are, but anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Don't have that one on CD, unsurprisingly. Same year was Horror Grind. This is a ripper little one. This one, I think I got this as soon as it came out, probably. So this came out on Last House on the Right, which is, what's his name? Bill Yurkovitz's label. Damn fine label, that one. So, and of course, CD version, also on Last House on the Right. So yeah, this one, I always love this one. This one I go back to a lot. What else we got? They also appeared on another Razorback compilation, The Horror Hive. On this one you get El que sucedió en la oscuridad. Sorry, I can't remember what album that one's from. Probably the next one, I'd hazard a guess. Which... you probably don't want to look at me reading Spanish song titles, but anyway, who cares? A song on this compilation. This is, I think I got this before those other compilations, so yeah, this one has some, it's got Fuck I'm Dead on it, so of course I'm going to buy it. And General Surgery and Coffins and Butcher Babies, anyway. And Gorbion Necropsy. Might be another one of those, these sort of videos coming up shortly with good old Gorbion. Also in 2004, there's another tape that I don't own. It's Dead in the Raw. Maybe that's the compilation of the two 7-inches, but I'll put a picture of it up. 2005, we got their third album. So this is Sinfones del Terra Ciego. So it's Symphony of the Blind Dead, I think. So this one's a tribute to a guy whose name I cannot recall. Did the Blind Dead movies, Spanish director, and bloody awesome movies. Killer cover art again by Nor. And of course, CD. I think, Razorback put this one out. And Throne Records put the record out. This one's actually got guest vocals by Chris Reifert on one of the songs, track 7, I think it was. So yeah, that's a good one. I have minor problems with this one and the sound. It's like the same guy, Paco, again, doing this production in the same studio. Like, pretty much all seems to be in the same studio. But this is the first one with Carlos. Oh yeah, Carlos joined a while back. Where did he join? Probably that Maggot Sessions one, I think. I forgot to highlight that one. I think this is the first one he's on there with bass, and it's a bit loud for my taste. The sound on this is a bit muddy. I mean, these guys have pretty raw sort of sound in the first place. This ain't no bloody, fancy pants Colin Richardson productions by any means. It's still pretty raw, but this one's just slightly too muddy for my liking, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong, the songs are killer. Nothing wrong with the music whatsoever. It's just sound didn't quite get there. And the other one that came out in 2005, that's a bloody awkward one. This comes in like a shaped one. This is a split with Cyanide, like, what are they, Chicago Death Tomb Legends. Even comes with like a nice Seventh Seal picture. And yeah, it comes in just a 7-inch, nothing fancy, but weird bloody case. This, I think Hell's Headbangers put this one out, so yeah, I'm glad this one has survived so well this long. I'll be careful with that one. All right, 2006. We saw they took part in a sort of thing that Relapse Records did. It was the Slime Wave. They did these sort of split 7 inches that I do have to collect them all. I never did get around to it. As you can see on the back, they sort of all the covers form together to have one picture. There's like 6, 7 inches that they put out. This is the Machetazo split with Total Fucking Destruction, who I never liked that band, I gotta say. Saw them live at MDF once. Awful. I unfortunately own several Total Fucking Destruction things. It's like Rich Hogue from Brutal Truth, but always rubbed me the wrong way. Machetazo stuff's good on this, at least. So yeah, one day I might try and track down those. I'm surprised I don't have the CD version of this, because I'm pretty sure after they released them all on record, Relapse put out a compilation with all 6, 7 inches on it. And then the same year, so what are we in? 2006. We got Ultra Tumba, which is a compilation of pretty much all the EPs and various tracks from compilations and so on. So, yeah, I bought this despite having all the original 7 inches and so on. And, of course, being collector scum, I bought the record as well. So I have a similar thing with my Coffins collection, where I have a CD compilation, which is one thing to have of 7-inch ones, but I've also got the record version of it. So, yeah, as you can see, you get heaps of stuff on this, which they don't really list particularly. Oh, no, they do. There you go. You get a picture of it all. Oh, very nice. So, yeah, I'm not even sure if I've listened to the record version of this. Listen to the CD, because it's a very, very handy way of listening to it on CD, that's for sure. All right. So, 2007, bit of a quiet year for them. 1 7-inch. This is the Machetazo split with Rib Spreader, which I think was one of those Roger Johansson, one of his many, many, many bands with, no, I don't think that's Cam Lee. Don't know who's in that one, but at any rate, nice little Machetazo one. So that was it for 2007, but 2008 was a pretty busy year, that's for sure. Then we got Mundo Crypta. This version, the CD version came out on No Escape Records, so you might recognise it from my No Escape video. So I've had this one, since it came out. I haven't had the record for as long. When I started sort of thinking about this a while, 6 months or a year ago, realised I didn't have the record, so thanks Discogs, taking good care of me, so now you can appreciate that. Wonderful like cover art, very nice. Again, bit more Nor sort of work, and very much appreciate that one. That's bloody killer version. So yeah, this is the 4th album, and this one rules. I'm not going to bother pretending that I know every single song. I know what they sound like. I don't know what the song title's called, but yeah, this gets spun quite a bit, let's just put it that way. Now, the same year, we had several side projects with the boys. First one was, I might just slightly cover that one, as Dishammer. This is Dopey on vocals, along with Inaki from like DNAC and Looking for an Answer. And a couple of other guys, I think. I can't remember who the other guys are. Maybe I won't. Oh no, the inside's not too bad. Now, Secret Devil Sign. So yeah, this is their Vintage Addiction CD, which I strangely don't have on record on for some weird reason. Now, with a name like Dishammer, you kind of know where the sound's going. It's obviously Discharge and Hellhammer influenced. Plus, obviously, your Master and Motorhead and all the cool old stuff. I really like this, actually. Dopey's got a really great snarl to his vocals. I mean, he's got great vocals on Machetazo, don't get me wrong, and they're gruffer and sort of deeper on Machetazo, but on this, yeah, great snarl. The sound is absolutely killer. This came out on Hell's Headbangers. Now, for these guys, there's also like a 12-inch, which I can't remember what it's called, also has some rudeness on the cover, and a couple of 7 inches that I don't have, but don't worry, we'll get to a compilation shortly that we have on that one. Now, the other one is a band called Banished from Inferno, which I don't know anything of. They only put out a couple of things. I do have, I do own a slight bit. I have like one song on this Ibex Moon sampler that I just totally forgot I even had. This is Robert's other band. This is it actually has the wormed vocalist Phlegaton, or whatever his name is, on drums, and they got like an EP called, I think, just self-titled, Banished from Inferno. That one's got Roger Johansson on vocals on it, and then they also did in 2011, which I also don't own. They did the Minotaur album, both of which rule. Yeah, that one, I think I'll be tracking those down. I hadn't listened to them for a while. Put them on the other day and went, oh shit, I need these. It's unsurprisingly sounds quite a bit like Machetazo, a bit more death metal-y. I mean, I think Robert's writing, but I think Phlegatron was as well. So, but yeah, it's not too far off really, to tell the truth. Both have like hidden, Celtic Frost or Hellhammer covers on them as well. So, yeah, pretty bloody nice. I need to track those ones down, I think. 2009, we have an interesting 7-inch that they did. This one is they're split with Winters of Osaka. Oh, in Osaka, sorry. And it's not really a split. Like, I think they work together, so I'm not sure if it's just Machetazo did a couple of grind songs and Winters in Osaka, which is like a noisy industrial sort of band, put their stuff over the top. I don't really know how it worked, but it's definitely different. My first song sounds pretty vaguely normal Machetazo sort of style, nice death grindy sort of stuff with a lot of noisy bits, but the second song's, quite a bit different. This one, this is another one I only got reasonably recently because I thought I'd already ticked it off that I owned it, but it was actually like a, which we'll get up to in a bit, a bonus 7-inch that I mistook for this. And so when I was getting all this shit together, I'm like, oh, wait a sec, where's the bloody Winter in Osaka split? So now I have it. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting one. And that year, Dopey also did, and you'll recognise this one also from my Chris Reifert one, Bonesaw. This is a Scottish, I think, death metal band that Chris Reifert also did guest vocals on, as did various other dudes, I think. But yeah, so did Dopey. So yeah, this one didn't go back to the shed. I should listen to this more often, I think. All right, so then 2010 came around, and this is where we got, it's not too bad. This Dishammer collection from 2008 to 2010. So this has, I think it has the album Vintage Addiction plus, let's get it out so I can show off the tape at any rate. What is the other thing called? Does it even tell us? Oh, and it's very small writing. Oh, Under the Sign of the D-Beat Mark. That's right. That's the other 12-inch of Dishammer that I need, but I have it on this. So you don't get a giant amount of detail. Good old red on black. Always fun. So, yeah, that was reasonably limited tape. Ooh, 167 of 200. So, yeah, more Dishammer. So, I have most of their stuff. I'm pretty sure one of those 7-inches that they put out was like only released at a gig. There was like 135 of them. I don't think those songs are on that. So, yeah, I'm not holding out hope I'll ever get that. In 2010, they also released this killer EP. They've always done a batch of covers. There's like, the live one's got like Ace of Spades on it. They like their covers, let's put it that way. This one is called Necro Covered, which I have on both formats. This is Living Dead Society, which is like, the Spanish label, put out the CD, and then Parasitic, which is like Tim from Aldebaran and Mournful Congregation and various other bands. He put out that, and he's actually one of the guest vocals on this. So this is 7 songs, sort of, all with guest vocalists. So first one, and the highlight for the one on this probably for me is Sex and Violence, like the old Carnivore song. They get Chris Reifert to do it, which I probably discussed in my Chris Reifert video. And he does an awesome bloody job. It's so over the top and hilarious. Then you get Pay to Die, which is like the old Master or Death Strike or whatever song. I think that's got Johan Wallen from like Repugnant and General Surgery on it. What do we know? Got pictures of the lads even. Cool cover art by Daniel Sawblade as well. So yeah, he does Master. Then you got Aaron Strandos solo, whatever it's called, Corrupted song with Tim singing on it, and that rules. I mean, it's one of my favourite Corrupted songs. That main riff is just chunky as hell. It's older Corrupted, so it's got a slight bit of speed to it. And Tim sounds great on that. Then you get like Tormentor, the Creator song with like Cam Lee from Massacre and, you know, various other bands on vocals. Then you get like a Dark Throne cover of Skvald of Satan's Soul with, what's his name? Scrap Parker. I have no idea who that is. On vocals, it sounds pretty cool. And then you get like the last song is got Santi from Looking for an Answer on vocals. And it's sort of like half obituary. So it's like the song Dying, which is pretty much an instrumental, I think. Or, well, it's got the first sort of instrumental bit of it with kick-ass bloody drumming. I could see why Dopey wanted to play that song. That would be awesome fun to play. And then it's got like a Septic Death song, Demon, as the second half of it. And yeah, Santi sounds pretty friggin' killer on that one as well. So I think possibly by this stage, this doesn't appear to have Carlos on bass on it. I don't think. No, it does Rob Air just doing bass. So after a while, Carlos left. I think he's on this live one coming up, but I don't think he was on this one. So yeah, this one, I love this one. And it's the same stuff on the inside. Who would have guessed? Then we get to 2011. We're getting there, folks. Next up was Live at CBGB, which, yeah, what a surprise. Self-Made God put out the CD, and Black Mass Records, whoever the hell that is, put out the record. So I think this is this one? Yeah, this is the one that actually comes with a spare 7-inch. It's like a rehearsal track, I think, with the fat thing. So I don't think I've ever played this. I have this fancy, stupid stereo that doesn't come with like the fat bloody knob bit. So this is the bonus 7-inch that I think is just a rehearsal. Ooh, 18 of 100. Fancy. So this is this live gig from 2010 or something or other, I think. No, sorry, 2006. Yeah, that's right. They did play MDF, I don't know, 2006, whatever number that was. And I think they did a tour. I've sort of mentioned it a few times in interviews. So this is obviously from CBGB in New York. So yeah, this one rules. Cool ass lineup of stuff. This is with Carlos on bass, I think, and yeah, great songs. Ends with black metal, like the Venom song. It's got Ace of Spades cover. Ooh, it's got Attack, Simeo, and Torso. Oh yeah, this one gets plenty of plays as well. So that's a CD. Same year, so 2011, they put out Desolation Mental 7-inch on Dementia Records. So good old Dementia, a Czech label that. The lads. Really cool Czech label that put out a ton of stuff. I'm glad to see they've resurrected themselves recently. So this is a good one. And then, is this in the right spot? Oh yeah, we've also got Maggot Sessions 2, which I kind of thought I had on CD. Maybe not. What's this one? It's black vinyl. So this is another... I think it's recorded live, sort of. I think that's the point of these Maggot Session ones. So it's a batch of old songs. It's got Dying and Tormentor on it. So it's just Rob Air and Dopey. Plus, yeah, lots of Crypta, Banquet Funerario, and yeah, a lot of cool stuff on it, that's for sure. So yeah, I like these Maggot Session ones. It's just live in the studio, fart-assing around. It sounds bloody killer. Then we get this cool split. This one, I have a feeling, it's Digester, that's right. So I think that's Sean from Ghoul. Did this, obviously slightly Phantasm-related album cover. This is their split with Marrow. I don't even remember what Marrow sound like. This one's kind of fancy looking. Oh, it comes with a big-ass freaking poster, which is, it's not the same. Oh, fancy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Looks pretty glary to me, but oh, yeah, man, that's bloody nice. I should put that up on the wall. So it comes with a nice poster, but yeah, more importantly, yeah, cool little inner bits. And I think I was going to use this as the thumbnail, so this will be already spoiled, but yeah, cool ass Sawblade CD record that I seem to recall is a bit of a prick to get back in. So this, I think, essentially that's probably a 10-inch really, with because the edge bits obviously don't have music on them. So yeah, that's a nice one. I was pleased to get that one. I don't know how many of them those there are, but I have a feeling I bought that at an MTF maybe and brought that back. At the same time, oh no, sorry, I do. I have Maggot Sessions 2 on tape as well. That's why I thought I had a second version of that. Oh shit, it's in the bin. Oh well. And the same year, so what are we, 2011, they put out this, what is it, Crypt Sorrow? Crypt Marrow and Desolation tape. So this is a compilation that came out on, oh God, I cannot read that for save myself. Anyway, a label. I'll put it up on the screen. This has got Mundo Crypta, the whole album, and the Marrow split that we just looked at, and Desolation Mental that we just looked at as well. So I don't think I've listened to this to tell the truth. I've got the originals. It's one of those things, I saw it on a distro and it wasn't much. And I'm like, nah, add to cart. Why the hell not? One day if I ever trust my tape player, maybe I'll listen to some of this stuff on tape. Now, 2011 also came with another side project, and this is quite an interesting one, this one. This one came out on Dementia Records as well. This is Ruinebell, with their Demise in Disgrace 7-inch, which they do have another 12-inch that I don't own that I probably need to get, I think. Now, this is a split of Dopey on vocals and drums, and Lasser from like Hooded Menace on guitars. So pretty different, like, you know, Hooded Menace to the Death Doom band. This doesn't really sound like either. This is, and I'll read the quote that comes with this. Well, somewhere it was. Imagine apocalyptic, heavy and dark metallic crust in the vein of Amoebics, Axe Grinder mixed in a blender with some Voivod and Godflesh. I don't really hear the Voivod, but the rest of those bands definitely. So Dopey's got a quite different vocal style on this, more a sort of shouted Amoebic sort of style. The 12-inch that they also put out, it's pretty freaking killer. I'm really quite surprised I didn't buy this. I have not listened to this for yonks, so I was glad to pull this one out. So yeah, that's an interesting little one. We move on to 2012, and we got another split that came out on Dementia Records. This is Deadmask split with Jess and the Ancient Ones. Yeah, Deadmask is Dopey's band, well, one of his mini bands. I don't know if it looks like it's fancy colour of some variety. So you get a song from each. Like Jess and the Ancient Ones is like a cult rock, I think they call them. So it's like female vocals, 70s sounding sort of heavy rock kind of stuff. It's a cool cover. I don't know how well that's showing up on this. Very silvery. Anyway, it's very nice. And Deadmask is pretty freaking similar. It's like a doom band with Dopey on drums. It's got like Santi from like Nashville and Looking for an Answer and In Earth on it as well, doing something or other. Is there a sleeve in here? No, there's bugger all detail. Oh no, there is details on freaking silver. Santi does bass. Dis does lead and rhythm guitar. Don't remember who that is. And the vocalist is Nuria, who's got a friggin' killer voice. She sounds great on this. So it's a really good match for Jess and the Ancient Ones, who, I don't know if that, they actually had, what's his name? Oh, how can I forget his bloody name? Singer of Anti-Bowman. He was in Jess and the Ancient Ones for a while. I'm not sure, he doesn't look to be listed on this one, but yeah, Demolich God. So yeah, this is a cool little one. They do have an earlier 7-inch that I don't own, which is, I really need it because it's got an Abscess cover on it with like, which sounds really, it sounds cool as hell. I mean, Abscess I love, you know, punky death metal-y sort of stuff. And they cover it in a occult rock sort of sound, and it sounds great. It's a very odd one, so I'll be trying to track that one down, I think. All right, 2013, we got the final full length from Machetazo. So this is this one came out on Dementia, and the record also came out on Parasitic. So we got Ruin. This is I think the only full length that they don't have a cover from Nor on it. This is Timo Katola, rest in peace. Did that awesome art for a ton of other bands. What are they called? Titan Blood. You know, a squillion different bands. Really interesting chap. So yeah, he did the art for this. So this is the last album. I think they were just back to Dopey and Robert for this. So this is probably my second favourite, I think. It sort of does remind me of Trono dos Huesos quite a bit. A nice album name that I don't have to try and translate as well. So, yeah, this one is a belter. I'm sure this is probably just, black vinyl. So, yeah, they went out on a high, that's for bloody sure. This is a killer bloody album, this one. And I can't remember what song's my favourite because they were all in Spanish. But, yeah, that was a ripper. So that was 2013. They did play, I saw them the next year in 2014. I think that album was just the two of them. After that, in 2014, they did hire Iago as their bass player, who I think had been in, what have I got? I think he'd been in, Generic Death with Dopey as well. And so, yeah, but didn't seem to be around for too long because, they only did 2 more 7 inches and then split. So the first of those is their split with Ras, which is I think another Spanish band. I don't even remember what they sound like. So got that one. And the final thing that was released, I think, was their split with Aussie champions Headless Death, which there's no way I wasn't buying that one. So is that coloured or anything? No. Maybe I won't show you the inside of that one, or the Machetazo side again. So yeah, this is a killer little EP, and Headless Death, you can't go wrong with that. They did also put out that year a promo 2014 CD for some reason, which I don't own. I'll put a picture of it up. This just has those 2 7 inches on it basically, so I wouldn't mind it, but we'll see. The same year, so this is when a batch of, because they split, a batch of other bands popped up. The first of which is Mutilated Veterans. This is their Necrocrust Warhead LP or EP, which I very much appreciate having the speed on the front. It probably has it on this. Let's see if it has it on the record as well. Yes, it does. Good old Hell's Headbangers. Good work. I really hate it when record labels don't put the bloody speed on the record. It's most irritating. So this is, sounds pretty friggin' similar to Machete. I'm gonna say. So this is Dopey on drums, vocals, and rhythm guitar. It's got Ramon from God knows. Oh yeah, this is from Looking for an Answer, which is another killer Spanish grind band, and he's a Living Dead Society label guy. He's on bass. Plus, they also get good old Paco, the producer of all this. This is all done at the Troboda studio, which seems to be where they record everything. He does some lead guitar on this as well. So, this is marginally crustier, I suppose, than Machetazo, but really not too different. So that's a killer one. That came out in 2014. Then in 2015, Mutilated Veterans put out a 7-inch with Vast Station, which I cannot even recall whatsoever that they sound like. This came out on Morbid Reality Records. And at that stage, I don't think the Mutilated Veterans did anything else after that. So I think a lot of these are just Dopey having fun with mates, basically. And, we recorded something, well, let's put it out. But the same year, one of his other bands, Bodybag, started. So they put out this, Predominance of Insanity. It came out on record on Living Dead Society and cassette as well. I think I got the tape first. This is on Noise Not War Records from the UK. This is Dopey on drums and vocals, and some other local blokes from looked to be in a band called Ruthless that I know absolutely nothing about. Pretty similar to Machetazo, unsurprisingly, but a bit more death metal, I think. So they lasted a couple of splits and so on. So, that's a nice one. And then 2016, Bodybag put out a split with Swedish, I think, Modora. Rather strange band, this one. This is a cool little split. I need to get more Medora, I think. Came out on that. 2017, Bodybag was still around. We got their split with General Surgery, which I don't think I have on anything else. No. General Surgery. There's no way I'm going to be Not buying that one, that's for sure. Ooh, here we go. Fancy pants, coloured vinyl. So yeah, that's quite the ripper, that one. So that was all that happened in 2016. Oh, getting a bit slack there, mate. 2017 we had general sorry. Oh, sorry, that was the 2017, the general surgery one, and then we also got this Bodybag split with Earth Federation, which was like a Japanese band. Yeah, that's a charming photo of that one. Earth Federation is a Japanese band with like Heavy, I think, from Corrupted singing for them. And I don't know who else is. Oh, he's still singing on it. Shinji, Ryuichi, and Hiro on drums. I don't know if those other guys were in Corrupted as well, but at any rate, I don't think I have any other Earth Federation ones, so yeah, happy to get that. I think that appears to be the end of Bodybag around then. I don't know why, who knows. In 2018 we had a very short one. This appears to be all they've done. I think this is Liturgical Damage with their Social Martyr 7-inch. I think this also came out on tape, but I just got the 7-inch on good old Haunted Hotel Records, who I just did an order from today. So yeah, this is Dopey on drums and what's his name? Suki. I don't know. From also from Leprophiliac, we were about to get to on vocals, and Frez from Ras, the band that I think Machetazo did a split with. So this is just some fast grindy stuff. Who would have guessed? All right, so that was 2019. 2020, where'd it go? Oh no, sorry, that was 2018. Now we get to 2019. So this is when Leprophiliac, well, I don't know when they started, but this is when they started releasing stuff. So this is pretty much the main band now for Dopey, as well as his, oh God, what are they bloody called? Already forgotten the name, because I don't know anything of theirs. Premature Burial, that's right. That's his other sort of occult rocky kind of band, or doomy old school metal band. But yeah, Leprophiliac's his main sort of one at the moment. They put out their Casket of Flesh demo. I think it was a tape originally. I've just got the CD from Obliteration. So this is their first one. This is Dopey on guitars, bass and vocals, and Suki, whatever his name is, on drums and some vocals as well. Suki was in a band called Cenotaph with Carlos, Dopey's brother, way back in the old days. So this is a lot more death metal than Machetazo. Still blast, still fast as hell in parts, but yeah, there's a lot of death. As I've said before with these guys, a lot of sort of leprosy, scream bloody gore sort of feel to it. I think more leprosy I've always felt with these guys. So that's their Casket of Flesh CD. 2020 didn't get anything from those guys, but we did get the final Machetazo release, essentially. This is Ultra Tumba 2, which I'm not going to show you the cover of because it's kind of gross. So this is basically compilation CD with all of their later era splits, so another handy one to have. Yeah, that cover is. Yeah, it looks a bit too real, let's just put it that way. Now, unfortunately with Leprophiliac, I'm actually missing quite a bit of their stuff. Well, I'm missing about 3 7-inches to tell the truth, but in 2021 they did release this, what is this bloody called? Oh, Necrosis LP, which is charming cover. So this is the first proper album of theirs, and yeah, it's horrible death metal-y sort of stuff. Holy crap, what the hell do you get in here? Ooh, gigantic poster on like tissue paper. Fucking hell. Bloody hell. I don't know how good that's going to look. Hey, gigantic poster on the thinnest possible paper I've ever friggin' seen. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I better fold this before I bugger it up entirely. Good. Yeah, I'm sure that's just on black. Oh, is that a coloured vinyl? Oh, it's red. Why not? We'll show it off. Ooh, very nice. So yeah, that's the first proper Leprophiliac album. Quite the belter, that one. So yeah, that's just Dopey and Suki, whatever his name is. Sorry, mate, if I'm totally butchering your name. I don't have that on CD for some reason. we'll have to fix that. They put out 3 7-inches that year. Or one's a CD as well. A split with Concillo Cadaverio Rico, something or other. Believe that's about to be reissued, so on CD I'll try and track that one down. Now these ones, they're like 4 years old, 5 years old, but they ain't available on Discogs. There's also a split with Rotting Grave that was the CD and 7-inch and tape, none of which I own. And also the one that I swear I was going to buy this and didn't, and I regret it now, was like a picture 7-inch that they did with Cadaveric Incubator, which bloody rules as well. I mean, I've got this stuff digitally, but I want the proper version. And yeah, that one sounds great. So I'm spewing I didn't pick that one up. And then in 2022, we had Bodybag compilations. This is a discography, has all the Bodybag stuff that, I already have. But hey, what the hell? Got to pick up the discography. I think I just got this from their Bandcamp, from Dopey himself. I was looking through my, what are they called? All my receipts, and sure enough, paid money to Dopey. So yeah, nothing super fancy, but man, nice to have on CD if I just want to blast Bodybag all in a row. And then the same year, so 2022, Leprophiliac put out this rehearsal tape. Love that cover art; it's beautiful. And yeah, always keen for a slightly bodgy sticker. Pretty sure I got that off their Bandcamp maybe. So yeah, just a rehearsal with what's that, about 8 songs. And they also put out and I probably shouldn't really hold this one up for too long. This is their Slime Bath. I think this is a full-length album. It's only an EP. There's like about 5 or 6 songs on there. Quite the belter, but we won't dwell on that cover art. 2023, they put out this split with Gravagrav, which is like a Japanese band with like dudes from Putra ABC and Final Exit. It's just on black. I think you get like a giant poster. No. I love that cover art. It's killer. I'm pretty sure I've seen someone with a tattoo of that. So that was, 2023, and the same year. Is that really 2023? Okay. I put out Geen LP. God, am I sure of that? Let me just double check that while I'm clicking around on here. And it is 2023. Damn, I could have sworn this was 2024. Anyway, this is their Geen LP, so yeah, obviously a tribute to good old everyone's friend, good old Ed Geen, Edith Hits. So I think, pretty sure that's his house before they burned it down. I seem to recall once he was discovered with his thing, they rather rapidly burned the house down. So you get like some newspaper cuttings, the boys. Of course, I bought the fancy record version because cool cover art. And I think this is our friend Nora again on this one. And of course the CD, which I don't own, I've just discovered recently, has a bonus track of Godflesh cover of Like Rats. And it even has a bit of pulp at the end of it as well, which is, I'm sure Dopey wanted to play those drum beats. Actually, no, he's not even the drummer in this band, so I'm sure Suki wanted to play those beats. So yeah, now I've got to friggin' get the CD version of that, because bonus track. We're getting up to date there, folks. We've got 2024, so it's not even, I still think of it as last year, but it was the year before. They put out this Mil Gritos Tin La Noche 7-inch. This came out on 7 Metal Inches Records. This is like a tribute to Juan Picure Simon, who possibly is the guy on the back, because that ain't Dopey, I don't think, on the back, unless he's suddenly grown his hair very long. He's fancy pants, clear vinyl. So yeah, that's a nice little ripper. I love that cover art. Is that Nor again? Yes, it does look like it. And same year they had a cover on this killer little, there's a hair tie, killer little, oh God, how can I pronounce this? Necrutinin Harva. This is a compilation tape that came in this weird box put out by Noxious Ruin that do the very hefty magazine. This is a shitload of cool bands covering old Finnish death metal bands. I've talked about this before, I think. It comes with this cool little booklet, and so you get all the various bands. Now, Leprophiliac's in this, unsurprisingly covering the song Leprophiliac by, Funebrur, however you pronounce their name, from their Cranial Torment demo. So, yeah, and they do a killer version of it. It is their theme song, you could say. But yeah, this compilation is bloody awesome. It's got a ton of killer bands covering even more killer, obviously, godlike old Finnish death metal. Multifission do Demoleach, Sisma, Ripiculo. So yeah, there's some cool ass bits on this, that's for sure. So I was quite lucky to get that because there ain't that many of them around. I think it's been reissued in like just a smaller version, but yeah, I was happy to get that one. And also in 2024 came yet another side project of Dopey's. This is with Evelino, who's a bloke in, I think he was in like mostly punk sort of bands, and also like, I think he's fancy, well-trained drummer. So this is Death Control, this is Dopey on guitar, vocals and bass, and Evelino on drums. So I think they're old mates from way back. This is grind, but even crazier. It does have some sort of interlude songs that are just bizarro noisecore sort of stuff. The main sort of songs are still relatively normal. But yeah, this is ripper stuff. So I very much this is, very new. It's only an EP really. It's not that long. It's came out on Self-Made God. Looking forward to more of that, that's for sure. And then the most recent thing that I have so far, I got to say, I have, while prepping for this and listening to Deathmask for the first time in ages, I think I did order their CD. Now that I think about it, so I'll be getting that Abscess cover at some stage. But the last thing that I've got, and you'd recognise this from one of my collection updates from not that long ago, is Leprophiliac split with Spastic Amoebas, which only just came out on Backwards Butcher, I think. Maybe, and of course they don't bother putting their logo anywhere. That's smart. Anyway, cool ass cover art from our old mate Nora again, I think. So yeah, this is the most recent one. Spastic Amoebas are a special kind of scuzzy punk weirdo sort of stuff. Leprophiliac songs, pretty freaking killer as you'd imagine. So I think that's it. I was thinking that they've been on Hell's Headbangers for various bits and pieces. I have a batch of old Hell's Headbangers compilations, none of which have any of the bands on it, so must have missed those ones. So all that we got left, other than showing off my pretty hat and this is one of my pretty t-shirts. This is the Sacrificio one. And let me just reach and I'll just show off a couple of shirts. This is not quite as bad as the Autopsy one, believe me. I only have like a handful of Machetazo shirts. So got a Trono de Huesos one. With the old hearse on the back. This one, I'm pretty sure you can still get this from like Warlord clothing. I'll put a link to it. I love this one. So just blind dead action there. Nothing on the back. This one, I thought I got this at a medal at MDF, but I think the photo I've got of me with Chris Reifert, which was 2011, it's me wearing this shirt. So yeah, actually that's when I saw Machetazo, even though I don't remember it. So I really like this one, even though the logo is down the bottom. Hopefully you can see that all right. Sorry, it's a little hard for me to see on the small bit. So yeah, on the back, what do we got? No trends, no poses, no hype since 1994. And last but not least, this is one I got at MDF 2014. So yeah, it's a 20-year anniversary shirt. Hopefully you can see that. Nothing on the back. So I'm honestly not in love with that logo. I like the proper logo, to tell the truth. So, but yeah, I think that's squeaky. So yeah, Warlord clothing. I'll put a link below. They have, I think, Bodybag shirts as well as Machetazo ones. There's a batch around, and there's a heap more shirts that I've seen on like T-Shirt Slayer and various mates wearing. I've always wanted that horror grind one. But yeah, so as far as now, Dopey's, yeah, Leprophiliac's still going strong. Death Control, I hope we get some more of that soon. Premature Burials, yeah, that's his occult rock sort of band with, I think it's mostly just him. There might be a lead guitarist that plays with him as well, but yeah, it hasn't really grabbed me to tell the truth. I've got to listen to it a bit more. He does a sort of cleaner vocal style that doesn't really amaze me, but I haven't actually listened to the latest album. I've only listened to the Anti-Human one, which is, I mean, it's not terrible, but not quite my thing. Plus, I mean, he does have a ton of other bands that obviously I don't own. Like, you look up his metal archives, there's a lot of stuff. The bloke obviously likes playing, that's for sure. And he's damn fine singer, drummer, guitarist, everything. So Robert is, well, banished from Inferno, still listed as active, but I haven't done anything in like 13 years, so I'm not holding my breath there. He's in another band called Ruinebell that I don't know, and also a Vacner, something or other. So I might have to check them out. Carlos doesn't appear to be in anything anymore, and Iago, their like final bass player, is maybe in Generic Death, which is their side project of him and Dopey that, yeah, again, haven't put anything out for some time. So yeah, I'm not holding my breath there. So yeah, that's all my stuff. I don't have a cool photo of me and Dopey because I haven't met the chap, even though I'm sure, well, I was obviously at 2 MDFs that he played at, but I think some of my mates know him, but seems like a nice chap. So yeah, it's all my stuff. Ridiculous amount of stuff. And hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.